We are Five Alive. I'm Bobby T.
And I'm Crza.
And
hey
today,
guys, we got some mail.
I guess we're answering some questions.
I can't wait.
So we got a question. I think it was actually on our first video together, and I think it was a very important one, and it's one that's been going around the industry quite a bit, especially with the Pops and specifically about the Pops. And this question came in from Jay Lozon over the our YouTube channel.
Yep, I did see that comment, yes.
All right, so let's answer it.
Sure.
I think it's a good question. So he says, so do you think Pops are a phase like Beanie Babies, for example? I have a couple dozen, but it's definitely a rabbit hole, and you get lost in buying them all. So,
Yeah, definitely good call on the rabbit hole, because I almost made that mistake when I started, before I decided to focus on, the DBZ collection there that I have. So yeah, that's a good shout out there.
So now the question here being, is this going to be a phase like Beanie Babies?
I guess I could see where you're coming from with that, but I disagree only because I don't think Pops are that like cultural phenomenon that Beanie Babies were, where moms, dads, kids, everybody's buying Beanie Babies and trading and selling and all that stuff. I think Pops, while they do have a big following and are super popular right now, I think for me, Pops are more like Pokemon cards.
Okay,
They're super popular and definitely everybody wants them right now. But I think Pops have more of a staying power than Beanie Babies do, only because with Pops, again, there's a set out for everyone for Pops.
Yeah, there's definitely an audience for everyone.
Yeah,
there's
that's where I
so,
think Pops are definitely better than Beanie Babies in that aspect.
So now I'll give the other side of that argument, having been in the toy industry for years, and even now that I'm not creating anymore, I am still selling and going to cons and being on eBay and everything.
Yeah.
So the argument that I'm going to have against, I do kind of feel like this is Beanie Babies. I feel like they are different, but the speculation is all the same.
Okay.
And I don't think that the product is going to become the problem. It's going to be the consumer that becomes the problem. And I'll relate this to directly the death of Superman. I worked in a comic book shop when that had come out. I remember people coming in to buy 10 and 20 copies of something.
Yeah.
And if you can buy 20 copies of anything, it is not rare, I promise you.
Yeah.
Especially when the guy behind you and the guy behind you and the guy behind you are all going to do the same thing. So Pop is a little different than that, just because we do know there are chase versions.
Yes.
But is that just our version of the super collectible chromium cover? And then even thinking a little further past that, is Pop going to stay around because it has audiences for everything? There's Star Wars, there's Aliens, there's Dragon Ball Z, and there's Street Fighter. So there's something for everyone. But I think at one point you exhaust the characters you can do, and then you get stuck in what I call the Star Wars loop, where they will make a series of figures in 3 3/4, for instance, or they're currently their 6-inch Star Wars line. They made all of these base figures years ago. Some people didn't get them, so they re-released the same figures as 40th anniversary figures. And you look at it and go, "You're just reselling me the same thing."
Yeah.
So eventually, does Pop reach that point, or does it die before it reaches that point? I think that's the question that I have.
Yeah,
it's gonna die, but how is it gonna die, and what's gonna be the method?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure. I mean, I see, and I guess that's the big difference for me personally. I buy my Pops for me. They're my collection.
Okay.
I'm not reselling them.
Another big thing.
I'm not reselling them, even though I do keep them in the box for the value and all that stuff. But that's just me because I'm, an anal retentive bastard,
Well, and truth is, you grew up in the same phase that I grew up in, and that we were there for the comic book speculators market.
Yes.
And for the baseball speculators market, and then later the Todd McFarlane toy market,
Yep.
and then later the Beanie Babies, and then later. So we've kind of been through a lot of these things, and I think because of that, I'm the same way. You see behind me all these toys. This is a snowflake on the tip of the iceberg as to what's on the other side of the camera here.
Yeah.
So that said, I mean, as a collector, I hope they stay around forever. I think they build new collectors.
Me too. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely a broad-reaching product. Everybody is buying. Well, not everybody, I should say, but a lot of people are buying pops right now.
No, I have one for Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're for everything.
Yeah, definitely. I have one. Look at my T-shirt. I got some baby metal pops. They're all over the place right now. And like I said, just for me personally, the collection I have is for me. I'm not buying. I'm not reselling. So whether they're worth something now or they're worth something later, I'm always going to have them.
Gonna have them 'cause you want them.
Yeah, and as long as they keep making them, as long as they keep making pops that I think look cool, I'm going to buy them. And of course, if they make more, DBZ, Saiyan characters, I'm going to be into that too. So that's
little
just
furry monkey dudes.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep making furry monkey dudes.
Exactly. The hairier, the better.
I think you just spoke to a certain portion of our audience that maybe just got a little excited from what Crzas said. And I think we're going to cut it there. So I am Bobby T.
And I'm Crza.
And we have been 5 Alive. You can reach us at 5 Alive VP on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And also just like, share, and subscribe. Quick shout out to Jay over at Hardcore Collectors and all the guys in Hardcore Collectors. And I've seen some serious collections.
Yeah, it was a great question.
Yeah, he really hit us with a good one on that one. So thank you very much, Jay.